What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another episode. Today, we're going to recap day 2 of OTAs. A lot more things to talk about. Reporters were at practice today. Aaron Glenn spoke to the media as well after practice. So let's break down what you need to know after OTAs day 2 for the New York Jets. Before practice even got underway, it was noted that Jermaine Johnson was working off to a side field. So Jermaine Johnson is there at the facility. More on the turnout in a little bit later on in this video. But Jermaine Johnson is working his way back from the Achilles injury. Not surprised to not see him with the team yet. Again, take it slow. It's May. It was a rainy day in May. Let's not try to rush anyone back here. Jermaine is coming back off a very serious injury. An Achilles is tough no matter what, but especially at that position, it might take him a little bit. So not a surprise to see him working off to the side, but that's your update on where he is in the process. He's working, with different coaches, just not with the team yet. Speaking of edge rushers, Will McDonald had a downright dominant day. The Jets were getting a decent amount of pressure all day, so not really a great offensive line performance, which it's the first day of practices that we've been able to at least get some info from. Not concerned about it. Usually the defense starts out a little bit better, and then the offense, it takes a little bit to catch up. These guys just got to work together and continue to grow. I don't have concerns about the offensive line right now, but just looking at what happened today, it was very clear that the defense was getting the better of them. And Will McDonald was in the backfield a lot. Would have, they're not tackling Justin Fields, so it's not like he brought him down for a sack, but would have had sacks on a few plays today. Aaron Glenn later would talk about Will McDonald. We'll get into that again when we get to the press conference section of the video, but just had to note on the defensive side, McDonald was one of the bigger standouts. In the first session, they kind of break it down in different sessions. In the first one, Justin Fields went 4 for 4. He had a couple deep shots to Garrett Wilson and Allen Lazard. Lazard made a couple nice plays today, which is a good sign if he's sticking around. They had another deep shot, so that's 3 to Arian Smith this time, who apparently got open really quickly with his speed. That's what his strength is going to be at this level. If he's going to get open, it's because his speed, he's going to blow past corners, and was able to have a connection with Justin Fields, and that's great. Love to see that from the Rook. As I mentioned, it wasn't all great though for the offense. We talked a little bit about the pressures, but Justin Fields at times was a little bit late, and some of that likely due to the pressure, but also was just missed a throw to Josh Reynolds on a corner route, then had a deep miss to Stone Smart, and took back-to-back sacks on a drive the field type of situation. So again, it's not like it's been all defense and there was no offense whatsoever. That wasn't the case. The first session went pretty good for the offense, but as the day went on, I think it was the defensive line that was really wreaking havoc, and some throws were off from Justin Fields. Again, love to see that he hit a couple of deep shots to Wilson and Lazard and Arian Smith. Hopefully that's something that they use in season. Last note from the practice portion, then we'll get into the press conference portion. There's a kicking competition. Greg Zuerlein was cut, so Anders Carlson and the rookie kicker out of Ole Miss going back and forth. Carlson had the better day. He hit from 54 yards and then hit another one from 55 to 60 yard range. Doing that out in the rain is honestly impressive. We'll see, all summer long between those two guys. I think we'll be keeping a close eye on it, but day 1, and emphasis on it only being day 1, but the early nod goes to Anders Carlson right now. Today's video is sponsored by new shaving company House of Atlas. They gifted me one of their new razors, and honestly, I'm kind of blown away. I used it to trim up the beard, or edge it up, line it up a little bit better. Today, not only does it look insanely sleek sitting in the bathroom, but it gives me an incredibly close shave when I need it to. It feels weird to gush over a lineup of shaving products, but truly, House of Atlas has made some of the best stuff on the market right now. Not to mention their products are all designed to look like they should have their own tech reveal. And now for a limited time, they're offering 30% off your first House of Atlas razor kit with code O'Leary at houseofatlas.com. That's houseofatlas.com with promo code O'Leary for 30% off your first House of Atlas razor kit. Stop wasting money and time on shaving products that don't look good, aren't effective, and cost way too much money. Visit houseofatlas.com today. Trust me, you'll love it as much as I did. Let's get into some quotes. Aaron Glenn said said that there was 100% attendance the last 2 days, and he's really happy about that.
It's good to get on the grass. I give a lot of credit to the players, and I'm not just talking about today or yesterday, but just throughout throughout the whole phases. The amount of guys that's been here, the work they've put in. Yesterday, I think we had 100% participation. I think today I have to look at it, but today I wouldn't be shocked if it was if it went 100% again. So, listen, these men want to win. These men want to work, and this coaching staff want to do everything they can to give them the tools that they need to be successful. So, again, this was day 2 of OTAs, and tomorrow we have another day. And we're looking forward to that. So anytime we can get reps on the grass, we're going to take advantage of that. So
I like the emphasis on the buy-in. It's really important right now to get, to have the turnout that the Jets have, number one. But then the second part is this is the time where you build the chemistry and take steps forward. Again, you can only do so much without pads on and without contact, but these are important steps to work your way up to that point. He's happy the whole team is there. I am as well. On Will McDonald, he talked very highly of Will McDonald. Was the thing that stood out to me and went off was what he said about his weight. He put on 15 pounds.
He's a dynamic athlete for a guy of his stature. I think he's like 6'4", like 240. And he actually weighed in more than that because he's gaining about 15 pounds. So, which is very good for him because it allows him to be able to set an edge a lot better. But he has really long arms. Again, I already said about dynamic athlete. He's a guy that has a skill set as far as rushing the passer that, listen, I haven't been around a lot of guys just in my coaching tenure like what we have with him. So I'm going to enjoy seeing exactly what he's going to be able to do with us, and we're going to let him go. We're going to let him loose. We're going to let him go get the passer. That's what he does best. So I'm just looking forward to when he gets the pads on and when you can just put him in live action, see what he can really do.
Year 2 was very kind to Will McDonald. He had his first double-digit sack season in the NFL. But if you're to find a criticism of his game, he's not great against the run. Now, adding 15 pounds, adding more size should help him setting the edge and being a more complete player than a just pass rush specialist. The good news is Glenn was saying that it doesn't seem to, the weight hasn't seemed to impact his speed. That's still a strength of his game, and it'll always be a strength of his game. But assuming he can play 15 pounds heavier, still have the speed, that's a good sign because he's going to improve in the run game. And we saw last year how big of a weakness the Jets' run defense was in 2024. I think that's a very, very good sign for Will McDonald. Glenn spoke on Garrett Wilson as well. Their plan, get him the ball as much as possible.
Give him the ball as much as possible. Give him the ball as much as possible. That's it.
I like this plan. Sign me up. It started out that way for the Jets in 2024. After the Davante Adams trade, the number of targets went down for Garrett Wilson. And I think Wilson is your best player on the offensive side of the ball. So I would imagine he's going to get a crap ton of targets again in 2025. People are worried about double teams, and I understand that, but it's on Tanner Engstrand to get creative, to get the best player on your offense the ball as often as possible. I like this plan. I'm not saying you don't use Breece Hall or the tight ends or any of their other receivers. Like, obviously you do, but the focus should be on getting your good players as involved as possible. So I like that for Garrett Wilson. There was also a great quote from Aaron Glenn on what you can learn right now without the pads.
The physical part, you really can't. But the mental part, you can do a great deal. And that's what we try to do now, is make sure mentally we understand exactly what's going on. Offensive, defense, and special teams. And the players know that. So, again, you're right when it comes to the physical part. I mean, no one makes the team in their underwear. But mentally, man, we want to see where everybody's at.
Can't make the team in your underwear. What a line. Things you just absolutely love to see from Aaron Glenn. Last one, Aaron Glenn on Justin Fields. He spoke about his authenticity. That's something that stands out that he really likes, and said he's not interested in being a celebrity quarterback. Was that a little bit of a shot at the last guy who was here and made a big stink about getting cut? I don't know. But he was quoting Bill Parcells, though, by the way. So one of his mentors, we know Glenn is very heavily influenced by Bill Parcells and Sean Payton. And that is the celebrity quarterback mantra is something that Bill Parcells originated. And that's one of the things that they like about Fields is, he's a hard worker. He's an authentic guy. That's not saying that he doesn't have areas to improve. He certainly does and has a long way to go before being a franchise quarterback. But something that they like about him is he's not trying to be the celebrity. He's just trying to be the best football player he can be. That'll do it for me. Thanks so much for watching this video. Subscribe if you're new. Comment down below. I'll catch you next time.